Hi! The motor burnt out for my tiny cheapo lathe and I was having such fun with it. So I've rigged up a washing machine motor. But to make it work, I'm going to need a pulley and a wheel about there. The old motor's windings burnt out, made a terrible smell and lots of smoke. And juddered for a bit and then just went ugh and died. I knocked up a drawing in FreeCAD of the kind of shape of the part that I want, and the dimensions as well. I'm 3D printing this, but I don't expect it to last long, so I really want one in aluminum. Here's a pile of scrap aluminium I've been keeping for years, just for this particular eventuality. Bits of old hard drive casings and all sorts of bits. Oh, and my favourite, the swimming pool net pole. To get it going, I start some charcoal off in one of those barbecue starter things. I think it's called Weber. All you do is light a small fire underneath it and then throw in your charcoal. Preferably not all around it, but it's not always possible to avoid that. It's a very, very bad idea to squirt methanol all over it. Very bad. Nobody should ever do this. Ever. Once the charcoal is well lit and almost all on fire, I open up the furnace and throw it all inside. And then pour on a whole pile more charcoal. Oh yeah, almost forgot. There's the charcoal, and there's the hairdryer. While we wait for the furnace to get up to temperature, time to get the sand out and have a look at it. Oh bugger, it's as dry as dust. That's no use at all. To fix it, all I have to do is add some water. But it's quite a big just, really. Mixing and rubbing the sand took quite a while, so I speeded this piece up. It's a little bit boring otherwise. Took about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I don't know, it's a long time though. All I'm looking for is the sand to be just wet enough so that it sticks together when I squash it quite hard. Next I'm going to get out the casting box. This is called a cope and a drag. These have been laying outside for about 3 years, maybe 4, maybe 5, not quite sure. So they're slightly covered in crap. Never sure which one is the cope and which one's the drag, because they're both exactly the same. Best make it wobble as little as possible, I suppose, and then start throwing in some sand. Right, once the form's in, which is this little eyedropper bottle that I found, it's nice and round and plastic, start ramming the sand around it to compact it into some kind of form. Now level it out a little bit around the little plastic bottle because I want that part to be flat. I don't think it will be flat, but it's as flat as possible. Given as little effort as possible as well, of course. Now, once the sand is rammed, all you've got to do is pull out the little plastic bottle and there should be a nice little spigoty hole that's small enough to fit in the lathe and will be stuck out the back of the casting. For the larger pattern, which will be the actual pulley wheel, I found this kind of glass vase thing that had a candle in it, which never got used, and a few dead flies and a beetle as well, which was odd. So the next thing, of course, is to start ramming the sand around the glass thing. Now, it hasn't got any clay in it, or petrol or anything, or oil or whatever, but it does kind of hold its form. It's just wet enough that will kind of stick together when rammed. Once it's all rammed, need to just level it off as best as possible with all this crappy old pieces of wood and build the sand I've got, and then try and pull out that bit of glass. Furnace should be getting somewhere near temperature now, so time to start adding materials. I just use the hole in the top of the furnace lid. I do like adding these big long poles, that's quite fun. Takes a while to get started, but it speeds up as it goes along, and giving it a bit of a push helps, and there it goes. Time to get the pot out and see what's in there. There should be some molten aluminium, probably bits of charcoal. Yeah, always is bits of charcoal. Very important to give the fire a bit of a poke, because I have a stick to do it with. Once you have a stick, it's a duty. Similar story here. I've now got a molten pot of metal with some bits on top, and I've got a stick, so I'm going to poke it with this stick. There's no other reason for it than that. I've no idea what I'm doing, but I've got a stick. Time to put some more bits of metal in there. Oh, looks like that one had some plastic on it. It's hot, so it's going to burn. Yeah. All the spongy foamy stuff that comes off the top has probably just got gas in it. I could probably de-gas that at some future melt and add some sodium bicarbonate or whatever, but anyway, I've got a stick, so it's got to come out. Usually there's bits of carbon stuff or bits of screws and steel that falls to the bottom of the pot, so it's I usually just scrape around the bottom to see if I can get something out of there. Important not to stir it too much, because you're just mixing air in, which will oxidise aluminium, and it's not good. And it's a bit cold, but well, I'm fed up waiting now. It's just scrape some crap off the top and get it poured. Time to pour it in. Woohoo! Here we go. Yep, it's about enough in there. Put the rest in a little pot down below. Shiny molten metal. Right, time to get it out of the sand and see what we've got. A few minutes have gone by, so it should have solidified by now. I've also tapped it to find out. Not sure what I was listening for, but it sounded like a bit hard, so I thought, well, I'll just get it out and have a look. Now to pull out the main casting, which is the one I want to be a pulley in the end. Again, I'm quite stingily trying to save the sand and sticking it back in the bucket. Yeah, well, it's got to go somewhere, hasn't it? tense moments now. Did that little spigot get cast okay, or has it got lots of holes in it? Any gas pockets? Any... Oh crap, has it? Has it? Has it? It's looking good. Oh no, it's looking very good. Fantastic. Look at that. Yeah, where that little plastic bottle went into the sand has now come out as that spigotty thing I needed to be able to stick it into the lathe chuck I've got. Wow. Looks like there are no holes at all. Cool. Oh yeah, don't forget to go and subscribe to Olfoundryman's YouTube channel because it's fantastic. Thanks for watching.